It's a beautiful day to you, our lovely and smart real estate investors, both at home and also in diaspora. I'm super delighted to welcome you to another insightful and, of course, educative session of Property Matters here on YouTube. In case you're coming across a video like this for the first time, my name is Adijare and I'm your host here on Property Matter. Property Matter is a weekly YouTube real estate talk show where we expose you to all the happenings, all the facts, all the realities, all the figures, and all the happenings that is controlling, and of course, the recent events evolving around the Nigerian real estate industry. So, in case you're coming across a video like this for the first time, you have found the right channel. You have found, one of the most educative property TV talk show on YouTube here. So do well to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, and of course, so that when we drop a video, a very important personality like you will obviously be one of the first person to see it. Why Property Matter? Property Matter has over time extend different and of course explain different aspects of real estate investment, talking about the Lekki real estate market, the Shangotedo real estate market. We've gone about to talk about land documentation, how to identify fraudulent real estate practitioner. We've talked about how to identify fraudulent real estate developer. We've talked about criteria of a good investment. We've explained different property title. We even went as far, to give a statistic, analysis on the Nigerian real estate market. With Property Matters, you can be rest assured that you will get all the needed information concerning the Lagos State real estate market. So do well to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification so that when I drop a video, a very important personality like you will be the very first person to see it. I'll be back immediately after the short commercial. Don't go nowhere.
Dear real estate investor, I told you very well that peak luxury court Shangotedo is a buy and build. Many people thought I was trying to, say sweet things. Look at it. So we started erecting wood for the foundation work, and the work is still ongoing. You see, the beautiful thing you need to understand about real estate in Lagos is that the longer you wait, the more expensive it becomes. As you can see, some larger portion of the land has been sandfield. This is our interlock stones and our paving stones. This is our gravel. See, development here is going on at a very speedy rate, and I don't want you to be told that you have the important opportunity to invest here. To invest, we have different land sizes. We have it in 300 square meter, we have 400 square meter, we have 500 square meter, and we also have what? We also have 600 square meter. To even make investment very comfortable and easier for you, we have decided to split it into a payment plan. 12-month payment plan does not attract any interest, while 24-month payment plan attracts little interest. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you are abroad or you are in diaspora, please mark today's days down. If you miss out in having an investment here, wallahi, it will pain you. And one of the way we are trying to make you see the opportunity here, correspond by giving us a benefit of doubt. If you are not in diaspora, send your people here. Let them help you invest. This is the best property. Rental income in Shangotedo, 2-bedroom apartment, 1.82 million, 2.5, depending on the location and depending on the type of facilities. You can key into this property now that is still affordable and available. For more information about these properties, give us a call. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this. This is Peak Luxury Court. Look at the facility and have a nice day.
All right, you're welcome back. I'm super delighted to be on your screen today. I want to quickly extend our appreciation to all our subscribers, all our viewers. Thank you for those wonderful words of encouragement. Thank you for those wonderful, admonishments. We don't take your support for granted. And of course, now I want to quickly say this, that after watching this particular educative video of Property Matters, you can do well, to check other playlists. We've done over 162 videos, and these videos are addressing different aspects of real estate development in Lagos, Nigeria. So do well to subscribe, to this channel, as turn on the notification bell so that when we drop a video, a very important personality like you will also be in the right place to view. Thank you very much. So today, on Property Matters, we don't always give less. We go as far as explaining the way the industry work. We looked at the possible issues that happens. We even went as far as giving you guys detailed analysis. We look at the forces of demand and supply. We even go as far as analyzing market indices and analysis. We go as far as giving you statistical figures of the present situation of real estate in Lagos, Nigeria, and we also try as much as we can to point your direction to where real estate development is profitable. And these are one of the things we said that at Property Matters, our aim is to ensure that you guys have all the required information so that when you're making a real estate investment, you will obviously be making the best, provided the fact that you're following our educative guide. So today I'm going to be talking about real estate development, and I'm going to be talking about why the prices of property varies. The reason why we're making this series basically was due to the fact that oftentimes I've explained to several real estate prospects. I've explained, there was a particular scenario of a property I went to view for this wonderful real estate investor. She's also in the US, and after I gave her the full support, the full information, and she was like, are you for real? Yeah. So I'm going to be talking about why the prices varies. I've had a lot of concerns. Why is this company selling his own particular property for this price, and why is this person selling for this price? Why is it that an off-plan project sells for 120 million and a fully completed structure is selling for 85 million? What are the indices that determine prices? Do developers just wake up all of a sudden? Did they inflate price? What exactly is the present situation of the Lagos market? The places where building materials are being purchased from, what exactly is the market price? Are these people trying to make excess profits, or how can I be so sure that this particular real estate company will deliver despite the fact that they are giving this present price? These and so many more and several questions have I come across, and today I'm going to be doing a real estate investment advice for real estate investor, so that you people will understand this. Also today I'm going to be explaining payments plan, and I'm going to be explaining why at this with the present reality of the Lagos real estate market, with the uncontrollable rates of increase in building materials, I'll be explaining why it is not always advisable that real estate investors who are going into off-plan purchases should do lengthy payment plan. And as I do this, I will be giving several analyses and of course case studies of places whereby long-time payment plan have backfired, and today it's a tug of war between the real estate developer and the property investor. Now, the very first thing I'm going to be talking about is why price varies. The very first thing, of course, I've mentioned this times without number, but there's no way we'll be talking about price variation and we exclude this important thing. In the industry, I've said this before, the Lagos state real estate market is not regulated. So every real estate developer is at his own decision of fixing, this is the price I want to sell my property, this is the price I want to sell my property. There was a particular scenario I went a particular real estate investor who is also in the diaspora to check a building he wanted to buy. And while I was doing my investigation, I noticed that a particular real estate brokerage company listed that property for a price, and the present agent we were talking with as at that time also listed that present property for another price. While doing a critical evaluation of what exactly is going on, we found out that the prices obviously did not tally. So we were now left in the dilemma to decipher who is lying and who is trying to siphon money from innocent real estate investors. So I'll also be talking about overloading in real estate in Lagos, Nigeria. So the very first thing you need to understand is that the market is not regulated. So I don't need to stress that. So I can fix my property. If you don't like it, leave it, someone else will buy it. So that's the present state of the real estate industry in Nigeria. Now the second thing basically is that the prices varies owing to what? Demand. In a place whereby properties are in high demand, prices will obviously will be adjusted to suit that demand. What do I mean? For a lot of investors who have indicated intention of doing short lets, you'll understand that in Lekki Phase 1, Chevron, Ologolo, Agugi, and other places of Lekki, you find out that the prices of two-bedroom apartments is almost okay the price of duplexes in, let's say, Awoyaya and other places of Ibeju Lekki, and I'll explain why. Now, in this kind of scenario, there is an existing market for that property. So you don't expect a two-bedroom apartment in Ologolo, a two-bedroom apartment in Lekki Phase 1. In fact, the prices of two-bedroom apartments is almost equivalent to terrace duplexes, even in some places in Aja. And I will explain. Now, why do the market demand increases the prices of property? Or are companies intentionally trying to siphon money from people? No. The very first thing is that the market is designed to serve from certain people. What do I mean? There are some places whereby a real estate developer may decide to build his property for 1% of the 1%. What do I mean by that? When Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo started with the Macarius luxury place, a whole lot of real estate investors called me and they were asking analysis on why should I go to Ibeju and buy a property, a half plot for almost 40 million, and I'm buying a full plot for 68 million. Now, in scenarios like this, some properties are not actually built to serve everybody. So in doing a market analysis in that region, we need to factor that in our decision making so that it will not seem like we are being priced out of a property. That's number one. Then I'll be talking about price variation, and I'll be giving a case study, okay, of an off-plan project and an already completed project. Recently, I was doing some analysis in Lekki. In fact, I spent the whole of this week researching Lekki, and that's why we have a whole lot of powerful topics coming your way. For some of our real estate investors who does not understand how the Lekki real estate market works, today on Property Matter, we are going to analyze, dissect, break down everything for you so that you can have an accurate understanding of how it works. Now, I came across a property in some part of our area, and someone was selling a 3-bedroom, fully detached bungalow in our area for almost 50 million. A 3-bedroom, fully detached bungalow with a BQ for almost 50 million. It's an off-plan project. Then I also came across a 2-bedroom terrace duplex with a BQ selling at Orchid for 48 million. And the question is, why is the property of Orchid, which is already completed, ready to move in, selling for 48 million, and the one that is under construction in our area is selling for 50 million? Now, when a developer builds a project, some real estate developer factor a whole lot of things when they are doing a project, and that is why already completed structures are most times cheaper. Number one is that most of the buildings were done before the real estate market started experiencing increase in building materials. When you go to Orchid, when you go to VGC, when you go to Chevron, when you go to Ologolo, when you go to Agungi, when you go to Ikate, when you go to Jakonde and other places of the island, you will realize that most of those buildings were built 10 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago. And the cost of erecting those buildings as at that time were the present was the pricing of materials of that era. So most of those completed buildings were done with the present market analysis of that time. But when you come to places like the moment you pass Abijo, or okay, let's start from Shongotedo, Abijo, Awoyaya, the Beechwood axis of Ibeju Lekki, you go to Bogije and the likes, you will not get an already made apartment for that price. And besides, the market gradually is just coming on, so it's not as competitive as what we have on the island. So when an off-plan project is being constructed, the developer doing that project will use the present rates of iron, cement, sand, gravel, roofing, tiling, and everything as at that time to judge the price. And that is why off-plan is presently expensive, more expensive than already made building that we have in Lekki. In fact, I recently toured a 2-bedroom apartment at Abramadesanya, 2-bedroom, fully finished, already built, selling for 35 million. And I also saw a 2-bedroom in other places of Ibeju Lekki selling for 45. And somebody asked me, why will I have to leave Abramadesanya and go to that area of Ibeju Lekki? It's a thing of decision. And one thing I also want real estate investors to know is that off-plan gives investor the ability and the opportunity to spread their investment, in most cases 2 years. But if you are going for already built structures, the maximum payment plan we have experienced that a developer may give maybe 2 weeks. In some cases, if the developer is very, very generous, is what? It may be 1 month. And the reason why it's so is basically due to the fact that a developer wants to sell up that project and use the proceeds from that sale to do another project. So these are some of the reasons why the prices of property varies. Despite the fact that you have to pay, it's a one-time payment, it still does not mean that the other projects in other places of the island are not valuable. They are. But most times, it's always a case of how urgent you need that apartment. For real estate investors that can afford to wait, okay, you stand the chance of spending your payments depending on what the developer is doing for maybe 2 years. But note that in the process of construction, as the prices of building materials begin to skyrocket, you may have challenges in terms of delivery. I'm not trying to discourage you buying off plan, but if you must buy off plan, you must buy it from a real estate company that have shown track record of completion. Not once, not twice, not even 3 times, not even 5 times. If a real estate developer have not shown track record of completion, I can assure you that they will experience 1 or 2 challenges, and these challenges can delay the agreed dates of delivery. So these are some of the reasons why property prices varies. You can go to Adesanya and get a 2-bedroom apartment for 35 million. You can go to that same Adesanya and get a 2-bedroom apartment for 40 million. You can go to as far as other, but when it comes to off-plan most times is always expensive because the developer will use the present rate of building material to fix the price for sale, and that price is subject to review. That means that as the prices of building materials begins to escalate, expect price review. That is condition number 2. Now I'll be talking about off-plan or already built apartment. Which one is the best? Well, in most cases, I don't come out to say this one is the best. I don't say this one is not the best. Most times, I always leave my real estate investor, okay, with the option of choosing the one that best suits them. Do you understand? So it is like that. Now, on payment plan, I'm going to be talking about that very briefly as I round up this. It's going to be a very short video. I've had instances of companies giving 5 years payment plan. I've had instances of real estate companies giving 2 years payment plan. I've had instances of company giving as long as, well, for me, 2 years payment plan is not bad. For me, a 6-month payment plan is not bad. For me, 1 year payment plan is not bad because you understand that fingers are not equals. A lot of people have a whole lot of projects that they are doing, so they cannot afford to go for a short term payment when buying a property. But real estate investors, our dear real estate investors watching this video, when a payment plan is ridiculously long, there will be danger. When a company or a developer is giving you a payment plan and is a lengthy one, let's say 7 years payment plan, and it is not a mortgage, 5 years payment plan, it is not a mortgage, it's a two-way thing. Is either the property that is being sold. You know, in most cases, what they do in Nigeria basically is that they will go to places that are developed, places that is beautiful, places that drone will capture, you know, those malls, those supermarkets, the likes, to sell properties that even access road to that place is war. It's the industry. I've seen instances whereby somebody will go to Lekki, okay, do night video to advertise a property that is in a riverine area in Chongotedo. You see, in this our industry, anything is possible. But when a developer offers payment plan, it points to important perspective. When a developer introduces payment plan, it points to important perspective, which I want you real estate investor to understand. When a payment plan goes beyond 2 years, is it that the developer is trying to tell you that don't expect anything significant in this place in the next 4 years? When a developer gives you a lengthy payment plan, indirectly they are telling you that this place, so the facilities will not be ready within that axis. Those are the two perspectives. Is either development is not coming here, number one, or two, the developer does not intend to rush the facilities within that axis. However, I've seen instances too where real estate developer offers short-term payment plan and the places they are selling is not habitable. So it's a two-way thing. So when we make analysis, it is very important that we give this explanation so that when you're making a decision, you will not be. See, some real estate practitioners in Lagos are being paid to mislead people. So that's why we're coming here to explain. When a payment plan is ridiculously lengthy, I know a lot of people will say, I work 5 jobs and see, if it is just 1 year you can afford, please buy it. If you cannot afford it, leave that project. Because you say, yeah, because they gave us a 5 year payment plan, let me go and buy it. What you are buying is that even after that 5 years, that is even if that company does not have issue before that time, don't expect anything significant in that place. That's one of the things real estate developer don't, real estate investors don't understand. So when the payment plan is ridiculously long, don't expect anything significant or anything spectacular in that axis. That's the idea for payment plan. So when you understand that, so these are some of the things that you need to understand when you're making a real estate investment. So that means, despite the fact that companies are selling off plan 2 bedroom for maybe 50 million or maybe 48 million, or companies are selling duplexes, maybe terrace duplexes for 60. In fact, I saw one now 60 for 60 million, and they are not completed, they are off plan. You have understood that what the developer is doing is that the developer is making or fixing the cost of that property based on the present cost of building material. And if you see places where they are selling properties lesser than what that developer is charging, it's a two-way thing. Is either that developer built that project long time ago and is just making decision to sell. So I don't want us to misquote those things so that we can have an accurate understanding. So these are some of the things you need to know, and this is why you need to understand that these are the major determinants of the Lagos State real estate market. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain of today's episode of Property Matters. In case you have further inquiries, you are free to do what? To drop your comments or contact our numbers, and of course we'll be so delighted to assist you with your next real estate investment. Have a nice day. God bless you. Bye.